Today, we're going to get real weird and we're going to talk about the top 3 things that I've gained from psychedelics. So, to give you some context, nowadays, we're constantly hearing about different psychedelics being researched with or even legalized. Things like marijuana, ketamine, mushrooms, MDMA, and so on and so forth. And that's left a lot of people, myself included, very curious on like what exactly does one gain from experiencing something like that, and maybe feeling a little trigger shy because of how taboo they've been in the past. So you might be curious yourself, just like I was. So before we jump in, I want to give a quick disclaimer. Look, I am not advocating or encouraging you to go out and be reckless. I am literally only here to share my experience and to let you know what can happen from intentional, keyword, intentional use of psychedelics, okay? So here's my experience with psychedelics in a nutshell. Back when I was 18 years old, I had the opportunity to work with psilocybin for the first time, and I was camping, and I didn't really do it intentionally. It's kind of like something that just happened. It was a pretty profound experience, but it didn't really give me anything profound other than, man, I was tripping balls, right? Fast forward, I didn't touch any psychedelics for quite a while, and when I was around 22 years old, I had the opportunity, and again, I'm not advocating for this necessarily, but I will be honest and share my experience. I had the opportunity to work with MDMA, and that was a truly life-changing experience. I worked with that. I say worked with it because truly for me, it really was like an intentional thing. It wasn't just trying to get, fucked up, let's say, or get on drugs, let's say, okay? And so with that being said, I worked with MDMA. It was a really life-changing experience. It was at a festival. It was like the first time I had felt like a kid again. I had a really rough upbringing, and so it's the first time I felt like a kid again in a really long time. I was dancing, just having a blast. And through that, I worked with that a handful more times. Then that ended up leading me, in a nutshell, through a lot of life experience to going to Costa Rica and working with a substance called ayahuasca. And for those of you who are not familiar, ayahuasca is from the Amazonian jungle. It's this ancient medicine that's been used by humans for thousands of years. And so I've had quite a bit of experience, just going to be honest with you, with psychedelics. However, like I say, I want to give you a warning. Using psychedelics unintentionally is a very slippery slope. I'm speaking from experience and from observing other people. If you abuse these substances, they will surely abuse you, okay? And so that's why I'm saying only intentional use. So if you have the opportunity to go to a retreat center or work with people who are safe and know what they are doing with these types of things, and it feels right for you, then more power to you. But I am not advocating for you to go be reckless and stupid and foolish, because these things I like to think of it like this. It's like they talk about Pandora's box, okay? They can open Pandora's box, and once you open that lid, you cannot shut it, okay? Exposing yourself to higher levels of consciousness, to more self-awareness can be really scary and challenging, because it can almost cause this extra sensory layer to reality that's a lot of people just simply are not mentally strong enough for or prepared for. I will say, though, it has also been one of the most beneficial things that has ever happened in my life, and I can even say that it saved my life, as crazy as that sounds. Let me tell you why. Here are the top 3 things that I've gained from psychedelics, and that's, as I've grown more mature and also had more experience with psychedelics and using them intentionally, they've truly brought a lot of beautiful things in my life. So here's the top 3. Number 1, perspective. I want to start this off by reading a quote from Rumi. "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." Let that sink in. That's pretty deep. Here's the thing. Psychedelics allowed me to see the world, to see others, and to see myself way differently. And the general consensus I have is that this world is a magical place, okay? This place is so much deeper than you could even imagine. Human beings, we're not just evolved monkeys that are kind of smart. Like, we are such complex beings. We have multi-dimensional, right? My mentor likes to say there's several different beings within a human being. We have our physical being, emotional being, spiritual being, emotional. Did I already say emotional? We have 4 beings within the human being. We have physical, mental, emotional, and the spiritual within a human being, okay? And psychedelics allow you to experience all those things in such a deeper scale. and also really show you how connected everything really is, not only with people, but us to the earth and everything in between. And so again, that these experiences with psychedelics really gave me a profound sense of perspective, of seeing things from a different view than everything is separate and I'm on my own and all these different things. And I'll talk about that more in a second. But the first thing he gave me for sure was perspective. I felt much more connected to myself, to other people, and to the world at large after using psychedelics. The second thing that I was given based on using psychedelics was self-love and acceptance. So I'll be honest, prior to using psychedelics, I hated myself, like truly. And psychedelics allowed me to heal. They allowed me to see my worth. They allowed me to connect with this beautiful human being that I am. And I know for other people, they've done the same, so that I can love who I see in the mirror. But nowadays, I genuinely enjoy being myself. And I love to learn more about me through life experience or through experiences with psychedelics. But again, they really did help me to get out of this like negative mindset and this feeling of just self-hatred that I was trapped in for so long. And so I really can't advocate for the power of them enough, right? Whether or not you choose to use them is on you. And the third thing that I was given is connection to a higher power. So prior to using psychedelics, I can honestly say I was basically atheist, or at the very least agnostic. I really just did not give a shit about spirituality. I felt super disconnected. I felt like, what's the point of this world? What is God? Does God even exist? Or is there a higher power? Like, what is the connection here? And I will honestly say that after using psychedelics, without a shadow of a doubt, there's a higher power, and whatever you choose to believe in is up to you. I like to say God. That's not connected to any form of religion, but just knowing that there is a collective consciousness. There is a connection between us and something greater than ourselves, as well as everyone around us. And I've been able to experience that on such a deep level that it's given my life so much more meaning, and also helped me to feel like there is a purpose for my life. There is a purpose for me being here at this time, in this place, in this body, doing this shit. And it's been really beautiful. It's truly saved my life. Again, it's given me the three things that psychedelics have given me is perspective, seeing the world in a much better view, as well as other people and myself. It's given me self-love and acceptance. It's allowed me to really love who I see in the mirror, be excited to be Riley in this, this run of life, and also connection to a higher power. Like I say, it's allowed me to connect with God, to have that feeling of spiritual connection and that untouchable faith that I'm good. Like, I'm going to be okay. Life kicks freaking ass. I'm happy to be here, having a hell of a good time, because I feel that I know and I've been taught what this is all about. And so lastly, guys, if you got something out of today's video, it's a short one, just wanted to rant for a second, felt like making something a little outside the norm. If you want, join my newsletter down below. Link is in bio. I break down all sorts of topics like lifestyle, what I'm learning in business and psychology, so that we all can win in the different areas of our life and have a hell of a good time while doing it. Be happy in the process. So if that resonates, check out the link in the bio. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.